It's kind of that what he's playing right there. That's the screen right now, but you might want to start that video over, but it's a loop. Hey, anyway, we're going to go ahead and fade it out right there. That's cool. Brett, I appreciate you being on the board today, buddy. We have a new board op. Brett, everybody, give him a round of applause. We're throwing a bunch of stuff at him all at once.
All at once.
Hey, but if you're tuned in, you are tuned in to This Pink Cloud. It is Season 2, Episode 24. Yay.
And the crowd goes wild.
Yeah, right? I am DJ Kelly Reverb. That is Dylan Kingston, the man, the myth, the legend.
What's up?
And as our honored guest today, we have Chris Sparky Plunk, and he is with KRMO, which is Knucklehead Recovery Motorcycle Organization, which is kind of a mouthful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I could say it 10 times fast.
I think I'd just like to go with KRMO.
Yeah.
What's up? That's how I roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, so real quick, we are brought to you by, as always, Summer Sky. And if you can, I'll give you a second to pull up the Summer Sky funness. That is summersky.us, and that number is 888-857-8857. Once again, that is 888-857-8857. They are a great rehab facility. I went there. I highly recommend them. It has worked so far for me. And that's what I got. Hey, and then, Brett, I know it's all at once, but do you have those shirts we can pull up for the folks that are on the YouTube? Also, while he's pulling up those shirts, if you are watching us on Facebook, please go to the YouTube channel, which is thispinkcloud.com. If you go to that URL, it will point you to the YouTube channel. So be sure and subscribe there, because I guess YouTube numbers matter for some reason. So anyway, but other than that, here's one of the shirts that are available on my website, which is the rehab shirt. And then the next one should be just this. Well, we have the standard pink cloud, which you had. Jeez Louise. Yeah, so yeah, that's the standard This Pink Cloud. And then the next one is, my favorite, seems to be the favorite, the rainbow one. There is no magic pill for sobriety. If there was, we would all take too many. If you go to djkellyreverb.com, you can, and then /shop, all those shirts are up there. All these fun stickers are up there as well. But yeah, other than that, how's it going, dudes?
Excellent.
Yeah?
Besides the rain.
Little rainy today, a little choppy out there getting there, right?
Yeah,
Getting here.
I was worried my guy wasn't going to get here. He rides a motorcycle.
Right, yeah. I'm like, he's all texting me and telling me, oh, yeah, I'm coming in on this, badass motorcycle and blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, I'm in a 4Runner.
Yeah, it's raining.
Yeah, thank God for friends. I came into town last night and went to Town East NA, and I saw the clouds and the lightning, and I was like, oh, no.
And they were not pink clouds.
They were not pink clouds. They were very angry clouds.
Right.
Yeah. And, so a friend of mine said, hey, why don't you leave your bike at my house, and you can take my extra car. That way you don't show up in the studio soaking wet.
Yeah. Or not show up at all, dude.
I was not going to show up at all.
Right. Hey, well, so question, I guess, where do you live then?
I've lived in Dallas my entire life.
Okay.
Just recently, about 3 months ago, I moved out to East Texas to be closer to my family and,
and
rebuild relationships
like
with
the
them.
Tyler-esque area? That's what I always think.
Originally, it was Mineola, and then Grand Saline. I stayed with my sponsor for a little while, and then I got my own place in Ben Wheeler. I've got a little one-bedroom cabin out in the woods.
All I know is like Mount Pleasant, and then it goes Tyler, and then I know Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, Texas, the home of Chick Fest.
Yeah,
Bo Pilgrim, dude, what's up?
and I've never been out there, so
well, there you go.
I don't know at all.
What, you've never been to Louisiana, dude, before Oklahoma when gambling was illegal? Yeah, you're just a young whippersnapper.
I've been to the casino like twice with my great grandma, and she was like 90.
Playing the nickel slots.
Yes, penny slots. Yeah,
Nice.
and I watched her
love
win
it.
$10,000.
Holy crap!
I wasn't even old enough to gamble.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Nice, dude.
yeah.
We'll have to get into that sometime.
Dude, I have a savings account now. That's like one of these things that I've been blessed with through my recovery
Right.
journey.
I
right?
cannot believe you never accessed that savings account, dude.
Well,
did it have to have like 2 thumbprints and
Dude, yeah,
like,
and like
a nuclear
a
code?
cosigner and
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Yeah. So, but I'm so down to gamble some of it away.
Oh, well, that is such an intelligent thing to think.
I mean,
Yeah,
look,
you're
hey,
right.
I mean, I could come out on top, I could come out on the bottom, but either way, I'm still here and we're still kicking. So
Yeah, there you go.
let's do it.
All
Yeah,
right.
at least with spending it on drugs and alcohol, you know it's gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
With gambling,
That's true.
there's a chance you could win it
Look,
back.
And then there might be some surcharges to that alcohol, like a jail sentence or
Yeah.
something.
Oh yeah, it's going to
that.
cost you a
Yeah.
whole lot more
Look,
with an
yeah.
attorney.
We'll just pick an amount, we'll pull it out, and we'll go put it all on one color,
Right.
and then we'll either come home happy or pissed off.
I was watching a movie where they did the old roulette thing, but then they all like put it on there, and I was like, man, it's gonna land on 00. It's gonna be green. Nobody's gonna win.
Yeah.
And boom, it happened.
Yeah.
I called it.
See, but okay, look, but these YouTubers give you false hope because I've seen like 10 videos now because
Oh, you know how to gamble now because you've been watching it on YouTube.
no,
been studying.
They're like, oh, and their titles are like, it's like clickbait. It's like we put $10,000 all on one color and we won, and then it shows them going to the casino and they throw it all in one color, and then the next thing you know, there's like fireworks going off and shit, and they're like, yeah, we won $50,000. And it's like, that's not real life.
Well, it's real life YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, but anyway, I mean, let's get to it. Like I said, our guest of honor is Chris Sparky Plunk. I almost want to say plug because spark plug. But, I guess that's kind of where it came from, right? Sparky.
Well, I'm an electrician by trade.
Well, there we go. There we go. So you have an organization called KRMO, Knucklehead Recovery Motorcycle Organization. We'll get into that in a bit and show some pictures of the fun events y'all have. But what we like to do on the show is just kind of have you, tell your story and tell, kind of what, the beginning stages when you had it under control, if you did, and then to where it went off the rails, so to speak.
Control, what's that?
Yeah, right, exactly. But take it away.
Well, I mean, for most of us, I can only speak for myself, but when I first started, I had a normal childhood, pretty normal. I started experimenting with cigarettes, a little bit of alcohol in there, a little bit of marijuana. It wasn't until I tried cocaine that it was the thing that I couldn't let go of.
Right.
It was the thing that once I took it, and this is just a qualifying statement to let y'all know that yes, I am an addict, absolutely. Once I started doing that, I couldn't limit it. I couldn't stop on my own. So it was either till I was broke, till I couldn't sell anymore, till I couldn't steal anymore, and I was in handcuffs.
And now, like, what?
That was the end game.
What age are we talking? Like when you? Because I always like to kind of paint
16, 17.
a mental timeline for
16,
the folks out
17.
there.
I started dabbling in different substances, and when I was 17, I got hooked on it pretty hard. Just barely graduated high school.
Right. GED style or
no? I graduated high school. It was a miracle.
Graduated a little early then. If you graduated 17.
No, I didn't graduate 17. I graduated at 18. But I started using.
I gotcha.
I started using substances
as your extracurricular activities or your
Well, the weird part is I was in choir, I was in band, I was in all these different other extracurricular activities. But when drugs came along, I started like just shaving those things off because it took time away from my drug usage.
Sure.
Yeah.
Understood.
Absolutely.
So cocaine turned into crack, and crack was one of those things that just got a hold of me and would not let go. Walked me around by the short hairs 24/7. Couldn't think about anything else but.
Sure.
So just Wow.
Yeah, I mean a lot of crack.
A lot of
a
good
lot
God.
of crack.
Yeah.
All those cookies.
And see, and I had friends that could, they could dabble in drugs and they could hold a job down.
Sure.
They could pay their rent and they could.
There's always those.
They could keep gas in their car. They
There's
keep their
always
car
those
running.
assholes out there that seem to have it together. And
Oh yeah,
can
and
use.
and that was my only wish was that man, why can't I do this like normal, like
Right.
doing drugs is
Like
normal.
Normal, yeah.
Yeah.
And I couldn't,
Right.
and I looked at other people doing this without consequence and without losing everything and without spending all their money and without ending homeless, and I'm like, why can't I be like them?
Yeah.
And it just baffled me, but there I am walking back down to the trap house.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
As I'm walking to the trap house, why can't I stop? Why can't I stop?
Because you're going to trade your shoes for some.
Right.
fucking
So it
crack.
was an instantaneous problem for you right away. Like,
Oh yeah,
so
there
you
was
just fell
there was
in love and
there was no
this-
control.
Yeah.
I had a high school sweetheart that I married and had children with, but I had a side chick, and the side chick was crack.
Mhm.
And I loved her as much as I loved the family.
Right.
Sometimes more at times.
Sure.
And that's what ended me in prison.
Right. Okay. Well, so kind of so you're 17, and then so at what point did I mean, obviously it instantaneously had your your interest, but then at what point how did you wind up in prison, or what happened?
So when I was 19, I was hooked. I was living with my wife, and I just
Did you
I
have
could
kids
not
at the time?
I did not have kids at the
Okay.
time. It wasn't until I was arrested that I found out that I was going to be a father.
Oh, okay. Always fun.
Yeah, I was sitting in jail and I got
Sure.
that
Got the memo.
letter
Yeah, right.
message, whatever.
Sure.
So I was hooked on drugs. I was hooked on crack, and all I could think about was doing more and getting more and finding more ways to get more, stealing, just every paycheck. It went straight to the dope man. Every lick I hit, it went straight to the dope man. Everything that I could get on a payment plan from Rent-A-Center would sell to the dope man. Like
Right.
it was a horrible snowball
Sure.
effect, and it eventually led to me robbing a convenience store next to my house.
Oh, wow.
For more drug money.
Which is always a smart move because they don't recognize you at all, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's the place that I went in 3 times a day to
Yeah.
bum a cigarette.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Right.
And now he's carrying
So
a pistol.
$135 later, and 4 days later, the police catch me smoking crack behind the convenience store.
Well, at least you made it easy for him.
I did make it easy for them.
Yeah.
They pulled me out of the woods and they said, "What are you doing back here?" "I'm smoking crack." "You're full of shit." And I was like, "I'll take you back there and show you," and I did. And at that point in time, dude, I was just so sick and tired of doing it.
Sure.
I was like, I sat in the Garland Police Department.
You were like almost like arrest me,
Please, please,
Yeah,
and it
somebody.
wasn't an arrest; it was a rescue.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
an
yeah, yeah.
absolute rescue
Yeah,
because
sure.
if I'd have kept on going, there was going to be a bullet in my head.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because there were so many dope dealers that I owed. I know we don't pay fronts back, but I really wish I could because there are so many people I owe money
Right.
to.
Yeah.
So I went in, gave a full written confession to the robbery. They sent me to Safe P.
Okay. And
but
for those that don't know, Safe P is
Safe P is
Hell on
a hell on earth. It's a therapeutic community inside Texas Department of Correctional Justice.
Right,
It's
okay.
inside prison, so you go there for 6 to 9 months, and it is.
And this is when you're 19, right?
Yeah, this is when I'm 19,
Okay.
45 days off of a 3-year,
And I know that
$1,000 a day crack binge.
Right. Now, I know you're a dude, so what's your age now so I can gauge
I'm
it?
35 now.
Okay, 35. Okay.
Yeah, so I went to Safe P. I got about 5 months through it, and they sent me back to county and violated my probation because I was so out of my mind because of the prolonged crack use and just not getting the program that they sent me back to Dallas County and.
So you got kicked out of rehab.
got kicked
Hold on,
out
you
of
got
Safe
kicked
P.
out of rehab in jail.
Hold on, let's preface this for the folks because I talked about it on my episode when I shared my story. This Safe P place is not a normal rehabilitation institution. You're in prison. You wake up at 4:15 in the morning and you are forced to program until 6 o'clock at night, and then you get like 1 hour of free time, and then you go directly back to sleep to wake up at 4:15 in the morning. There's no AC, there's no heat, so whatever the weather is like, you're in a tin can, either freezing cold or baking hot. Like,
And when the counselors aren't there, it's run by prison guards.
yeah,
And they treat you like absolute dog shit.
dog shit.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's absolutely horrific place. It's not meant to help anyone. It's Texas's way of putting a mask on things and getting funding.
Yeah?
So that they, you know, it's not. It's. I have never spoken to one person that was like, "Oh my God, safety saved my life." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't go in there with anger issues and horrible coping mechanisms, you will come out with it.
Oh, absolutely. Because look, it's like on top of it, all of the inmates are required to like snitch on each other. So they have a system where like if he shows a bad behavior, I would go to him and I'd be like, I need you to pull up on that bad behavior. And then I'm supposed to write some sort of ticket on him, put it in some box, and then when the counselors come the next day, if we haven't already beat the shit out of each other, we have to sit like face to face with our hands on our knees and props and tell each other why they fucked up. And it's like, if that's not like...
This isn't about you. This is about your negative behavior.
Yeah, it's like, if that's not...
Oh, my God.
I feel like I got a real like behind the scenes look
Dude,
there. I was like, wow, dude.
If that's not provoking, like, if that's not provoking confrontation between people that don't want to be somewhere that they are, like...
And really don't care about you. Just they want to go home, so they're going to snitch on you to be able to go home.
Sure.
And if you don't go home, I don't care.
Right?
If you go back to
Do you
to
get
county jail and
rewarded?
go to prison, I do not care because I'm going home.
Right? Do you get rewarded for snitching on them? Is there some kind of?
Yeah, it makes you look better in the counselor's eyes.
So, yeah, you have to grow through
And now,
these
what will the
levels.
counselor do for you if you snitch on, Biggie Smalls? You know,
You get a leadership role.
Nice. Sweet.
You get
dude.
privileges.
Yeah.
You get to go to commissary first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, well, and you have to go through these
You get phone
levels.
calls. You get.
Well, that's true.
So when you're there
so
for the-
it kind of makes you like want to, and there is an incentive to snitch.
Yeah.
But then there also is an incentive for your safety.
Yeah,
as
exactly.
well. So you want to be very discreet about your snitch, and maybe somebody your size or less.
Well, I mean, everything gets put on Front Street, so it doesn't. I don't know. That place is dude. That place is horrible.
Okay.
Well, so I went through
anybody
about-
from the Texas Department Correctional heads up. We all need to work on that program.
Yeah,
So-
for real.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I did about 5.5 months of that. I had a date to go home. I was 13 days from going to the Salvation Army and completing the program, and they sent me back to Dallas County and revoked my probation and sentenced me to 10 years.
Oh wow! How did that happen?
They said that I was the most disruptive person that they had ever had in that program,
Wow.
which was an absolute lie. They lied on the
Sure.
stand for my probation violation, but it doesn't matter. You know,
Sure.
they're going to take. So
What
one of the people
did
who
somebody have
it's
it
crazy
out for
'cause-
you, or was it like a
Well,
counselor?
yeah, it was
it a counselor?
It was a
that was
counselor at the
talking
time
shit?
who is
Yeah.
now the assistant program director of Johnston Unit in
Right.
Winsboro, who is now lost her job for relapsing and bringing drugs into an inmate. Like,
Oh, that's always fun.
yeah, and
We'll go ahead and put that on blast.
yeah, let's go ahead and break anonymity right now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's where I went to though. The Johnson Unit. It's a terrible place.
And so you went back to Dallas.
I went back to Dallas County. I got sentenced to 10 years.
Without, I mean, like with probation.
No, I got
the
sentenced to
possibility?
10 years
Okay.
in prison.
Okay.
And they said you'll be eligible after 5. So I did 7.5 before I made parole. And the funny thing is, they made me go and complete that same exact program to come
in.
home.
You had to do it again, and then
So
you
I,
were like,
I didn't
okay.
go back to Winsboro, but I went
Yeah.
to Haven State Jail to the
Okay.
FI6 program,
Okay.
and I did fairly well in that one because I guess prison had beat me into compliance.
Or they might have had,
Well-
they might have had a different counselor there that was.
And
not,
they had a whole lot
Yeah.
different philosophy. It was really about helping you. It wasn't about accountability.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's after.
It was really about getting to the root of your problem and making sure that you were going to be okay when you left this place.
Okay.
And from there, I went to the abode in Dallas,
Right.
down off Peak Street. And from there, just went from the abode to my parents' house, got back together with my wife and my 7-year-old daughter, who I watched grow up
Sure.
in pictures and
Behind
in 2-hour
bars,
visits.
yeah, which is horrible.
Yeah. So and I did good for about a year and a half. And I did good for about a year and a half. I was going to meetings. I was in church. I was trying to do the right thing, and I started getting complacent. I started thinking, I got this. I stopped meeting with other addicts. I stopped going to meetings. I didn't have a sponsor. My sponsor in AA had passed away, and I didn't get another one.
Okay.
So it was about a year and a half after I got out of prison. I relapsed, and I picked up at the exact same spot where I got arrested for that aggravated robbery. The insanity and the obsession and compulsion was in immediate right back there. Really, it was like I never stopped for those whole 7.5, 8 years. It's like I never stopped using because it was
right. Isn't that crazy how like they always talk about the neural pathways that we carve and everything just in addiction, and it's just like you just well, this is what I do.
Oh yeah, it was like a slip and slide, and I immediately went all the way all the way back into
there was
horrible active addiction.
There's no dunking your toe. It's like straight back.
No. It's high dive, straight back in the deep end of the pool, and you don't know how to swim.
Right.
So after that relapse, it was about 3 months, and I got caught with possession. I was on parole. I got caught with possession. I burned off on parole.
Sure.
I'm not going to come in and piss dirty for you. I'm not going to do it. Yeah. And I told every parole officer and probation officer that I ever had, if I ever don't show up,
I'm dirty.
You already know.
Yeah.
If I don't show up or don't answer my phone, or you come by the house and I'm not there, you already know. Put a warrant out. Save my life.
Right. Yeah.
Please.
Right.
Please, because if you don't, I'm going to stay out there until I have a bullet in my head or I get a new case.
Well, at least
that has been my pattern of behavior.
An honest crackhead.
So when I'm clean, I'm honest. When I'm not. It don't work.
But it sounds like you knew that you had a problem, but you
absolutely. I knew I had a problem.
You couldn't handle it. Yeah.
Well, like I said, when I start, I can't stop on my own. Those handcuffs were really a rescue. It wasn't an arrest.
Right.
And I was rescued probably 15, 20 times from my addiction. And every time I got out with the best of intentions, I'm going to do this right. I'm going to go to meetings. I'm going to get into a halfway house. I'm going to get back into recovery. I'm going to join the fellowship. I'm going to participate. I'm going to help others. I'm going to do all this stuff. And then within a matter of days, weeks, months, the honeymoon phase wore off.
Sure.
You know, the motivation and the dedication wore off, and I got complacent. I was more worried about work, or I was more worried about family and the kids, or I was more worried about something that didn't really fucking matter.
That is what
I stopped doing what was keeping me clean in the first place.
You lose focus.
Yeah,
you lose focus on your sobriety and making it an important thing, or the most important thing, one of the most important things, and then you start concentrating on other life stuff, and then, oh, by the way, I'm here.
Yeah, it goes from the front burner to the back burner to the oven to keep warm. You got to keep your recovery first. Recovery first.
Right. You got to remember.
Or everything else will come last.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta. I always tell you have to remember what like the last day using was like, because my last day using, I was trying to kill myself. You know what I'm saying? And I have to keep that. As much as I want to forget that life and all that stuff, you have to keep that at the forefront, because that's what keeps us going. You know what I'm saying? I never want to go back to every time I'm trying to get high, if I'm not almost dead, I wasn't having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
Like you have to remind yourself of that. Like,
yeah, every time I relapsed, it was fun for about 5 minutes, and then it became not fun.
Then you have that overwhelming feeling, impending of doom, dude. You're just like, fucking great, I'm back. You know, it's just like,
now this is all I can think about.
And it's
what can I sell?
It's like a full-time job. Oh, it's fucking mentally, physically, emotionally exhausting. It's just, I don't know, man. And it happened so quickly when you go back. Like,
within a matter of weeks, everything was gone.
What's funny is, like, Dylan and I were talking about working, because I just did a 16-hour day yesterday, and you worked like a 2:45 a.m. shift or something.
2:45 to like 3 o'clock yesterday.
Yeah, but you know what's so funny is like how exhausting the addiction and that job was of feeding our addiction, and then like real work, I'm like 16 hours.
Fuck
cool,
'em. Yeah.
dude. This is easy.
Oh, I'm getting paid for this.
This is
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
and this is easy compared to working for your DOC,
Right, and no, fully 100. Like my paycheck hit this morning. Right, it's Friday. It's payday. Right, and I see like the 20 hours of overtime that I put in last week, and my paycheck is like way more than it usually is, and I'm like, I'm all right.
Yeah.
I feel good today.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it wasn't shit.
I can guarantee I bought a couple Cadillacs in my day.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
for sure,
absolutely.
For sure. If you think, that's what I love about that app that I think we all have. And if you don't have it, it is called I Am Sober. It's an app and it's free, but I love it. It gives you day counter if you're into that, but then it also gives you
How much money you saved.
Exactly. How much money you saved.
If you were a
and how much-
$300 a day
and how
crack
much-
addict,
and
this is how much you would have
time.
saved.
Yeah. And how much time, and it's really cool, and it's just it's kind of a fun tool, even if you're not sober, just to try it out and just to see how much is going. Maybe a shopaholic use the I Am Sober app.
Mine says that I've saved $41,000 and I'm 18 months clean.
Wow, dude.
I don't have any of that money because I've paid rent and all of those things, but it's gone to good things now. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying?
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
that's how if that puts into perspective how much I was spending a day.
It's insane just to think about just the sheer effort that
Yeah,
we
and
would just put in.
I look back now and I'm
yeah.
like, how the fuck did I obtain all of that money? Like, and then I think about it and I'm like, there's
yeah.
that. Yeah.
There's
I
that,
plead the fifth.
Yeah.
that
I don't
going
want to
to-
talk about it.
Right.
Statute of limitations
there's
is not
going
up.
to grandma's purse, yeah, and then there's
The statute of limitations isn't up yet.
Right. Yeah.
I'll talk about it when it is.
Yeah. Right. Well, so 15 times. I mean, that's a lot. So then, what I guess is working for you this time? Like, if you want to, feel free to give your sobriety date.
My sobriety date, my clean date in the fellowship that I practice is November 18th, 2018.
Okay.
It's 2 years, 7 months.
All right, man.
We have our patches that we display our clean dates, our sobriety dates on our vests because we're proud of those things.
Well, hey, you should be. I mean, that's
For-
a long
for a-
time. So
for a
now, is this
Dauphine
the
like me?
Is this the longest stint you've been in sobriety?
Without handcuffs, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, and I guess since you pointed this out, I mean, we'll get to the good stuff. I mean, you have obviously you're a motorcycle guy.
I love motorcycles. I rode dirt bikes as a kid. I got into when I was fresh out of prison in 2012 when I made parole. I got a little motorcycle and I rode around it for a couple months. But it wasn't until a couple of years later that I got serious about really riding with other people and I couldn't really find anybody that
live to ride to live.
Yeah.
I couldn't really find anybody that was going in the same direction as me.
Sure.
And then so about 3.5 years ago, an individual came up to me and said, "Hey, I know you're a tattoo artist in your spare time. You're an artist. Can you help this recovery motorcycle organization create their center patch for their patches?"
Sure.
And I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." So I collaborated with the founder and we made some adjustments to what he had and and we did some graphic design on it and we got
Sure.
it the way he wanted. And at the end of that, they asked if I wanted to be a part of it. And I said, absolutely.
Right. That patch is right there on the corner of
No,
your shirt,
actually,
or
this is the one that's recently started over the past couple months.
Okay.
The last one.
Is it on your site? Is it on the Facebook page if they want to look it up?
Yeah. So Knucklehead Recovery is a motorcycle organization for recovering addicts and alcoholics or people who support the clean and sober
Right.
biker lifestyle.
Right. Now, hold on. And I also have to give a shout out to my friend Dan Nybrand.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he also has a group called Knucklehead Recovery. We're going to have him
And
on.
it was in collaboration with Dan,
Right.
and with his permission that we started Knucklehead Recovery. And,
Sure.
and he is an honorary member of our organization.
Well,
and,
there you go.
And a very respected individual in in our
But
organization.
just so they don't get confused, KRMO, you'll find them if you just type in those 4 letters. That they can find you on Facebook, and then they can find out information like about upcoming stuff. Like Brett, can you pull up that? I guess the flyer for tonight, for the location. I mean, I know you guys.
So we're having a recovery bash and bike night.
It's a little inclement
in Mineola, Texas. It's a little bit far in East Texas. It's over off Highway 80. It's about an hour from Dallas, but. We've invited all of the AA groups, the NA groups, the CR groups, the clean and sober people from church and stuff, and invited some of our friends in the motorcycle club community and the individual riders to come out and hang out and just kind of get to know each other and network. Just trying to bring some unity to the East Texas area, and
sure,
maybe we can get some guys from Dallas to come out.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, they might have to take their car today, so
yeah.
it's not necessarily riding weather. But there's the logo, but that's the new one.
Yes, that's
the newer
new
one. Okay, cool. And then go ahead and Brett, if you can pull up those other pictures of. Where was this at?
This was at an event called the Ocho Awards. So the law-abiding motorcycle club community, which is the law enforcement clubs, the firefighter clubs, the veterans clubs, they invited us to come out and support their award ceremony. One of the things in Knucklehead Recovery, because we live a different lifestyle, we consider ourselves law-abiding, but because we are knuckleheads, sometimes we fall short of that ideal.
Right.
Yeah.
So we attended this event. There was, I think, like 450 different bikers, like 19 different clubs that were represented internationally, and it was all about making a difference in your community. It was about supporting the veterans. It was about supporting supporting police officers and firefighters. And that's me standing next to one of the Third Watch MC guys.
You were camera present. You knew, dude. You were like, oh, that's my camera.
That's me.
Who's the band playing?
I don't remember.
Well, say something cool like Mighty Mighty Boss Tones or something like that. Yeah, that's a Mighty Mighty Boss Tones back there, but no big deal. But and then hey, Brett, I know we had one more picture and not that one. There we go. So
that was actually on our way. We stopped in Waxahachie, and if anybody knows the Texas Unity Convention of Narcotics Anonymous, all the different conventions, all the different speaker jams, all the different birthday nights and anniversaries of the North Texas NA and AA groups, we try to attend as many as we can as a group. That picture is of the group that stopped in Waxahachie at one of the motorcycle shops to sew patches on and get a bite to eat on our way to Whitney, on our way to the Texas Unity Convention.
So it sounds like you're like all over the place, like all over Texas. I mean, mainly East Texas, but
East Texas and Dallas right now.
Okay. All right.
The lady who let me use her Forerunner, that she's right there. That's Kitty Smiley. We call her Thumper.
Kitty.
Thank you so much for shout out. Thank you for letting me use your car.
Yeah,
I would have been wet.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Right. Well, cool. So,
and our newest member, our newest patch member, Lindsay Richards. Is
that the far left?
Yes, that's the far left.
Okay.
Randy Scarborough from Grand Saline. Marcus Wrench, Knucklehead Wrench, is right next to me, and he's one of my good friends from North Garland.
Right. I always like to see. I'm like, man, the ladies don't look like they have any tattoos, man. I mean, that's like a.
Kitty has a couple tattoos. I've done a couple tattoos on her.
I got you. I mean, that's like I'm like.
And then we have another member down in Chandler, Mike Fast,
right?
And we have a prospective member down in Cleburne that we're hoping to bring on fairly soon.
And then, so besides tonight, do y'all have anything else planned, like coming up, upcoming events?
Lone Star Convention.
Okay.
The first the September 2nd through 5th.
So how does that work for you guys? Because like I know in like normal motorcycle clubs you prospect first, right? Like
we have a probationary period.
So, okay.
to where we can get to know them and they can get to know us and see if it's a good fit for them and see
okay.
if they're a good fit for us.
And then they get patched in afterwards after that.
It's like a ladder. You have certain.
There's a secret handshake, dude. There's a bunch of stuff, man.
Okay,
I mean,
because I only know this because I've watched Sons
Scouts
of
Honor.
Anarchy.
Yeah.
Okay, because everybody's seen Sons of Anarchy now, and so I was just wondering if it's. I know that that's TV, whatever, but there's
a process.
Yeah,
and it's a multi-tiered process. You have to you come and do events with us. The first part of the process is you hang out with us. You come to some events with us. You get to know us.
I do have a good question though. Do you actually? I mean, because these are people in recovery now. Do you also invite people that are sober curious?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have several people who are interested in getting clean and sober.
Sure.
That have the desire. And see, that's one of the things in our bylaws. We don't require clean time. What we require is a desire to stop using. We don't put up with active addiction or active alcoholism.
Right.
But if you want to stop and you're trying to, you're more than welcome.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I don't want to push anybody away that's trying.
I mean,
if you're actually showing an effort means everything to me.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
100%.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't care if the results don't work out for you, but show some effort.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and like we've talked about so many times before on the show, recovery looks different for everyone. I have a buddy that's been to rehab 75 times.
Yeah,
Some
literally,
people,
and that is no exaggeration,
yeah,
right?
some people get
Never gone.
Yeah, some people have never gone. Some people get clean at home and never relapse. Some people relapse 57 times. Me, this guy, and now I've got almost 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, recovery looks different for everyone. And so if you're actively trying.
No matter what, we want to support them in their journey, no matter where they're at.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
So, and then the place to get a hold of you, just in case anybody's interested in joining the organization or any of that, is it based on Facebook or?
Currently, we're on Facebook. Yes, KRMO Knucklehead Recovery Motorcycle Organization in parentheses.
Yeah.
You can look me up on Facebook, Chris Plunk, Sparky.
And they can just reach out to you.
They can reach out to me. They can reach out to, if you see us at an event, if you see us at a convention or an NA meeting or an AA meeting or anywhere, just come and talk to us.
And obviously a requirement is having a motorcycle.
Got to have a hog.
Well, as it stands, yes.
Right.
Riding a motorcycle, being clean and sober, working a spiritual program of recovery, and we don't care what that looks like.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the three qualifications.
Right.
And if you're in between bikes,
if
you don't have a motorcycle now, but you do ride, that's called in between bikes.
And
we will allow that.
There you go. Okay. And
just because you spent everything in your savings account and you're trying to get clean again and you want to get a bike again, you still qualify.
Right. And then and you also pointed out that they don't have to have the same higher power as you.
No, absolutely not.
It's just
we've got different people from different faiths and different fellowships all across the board.
Cool.
From all different walks of life and journeys of recovery.
Right. Okay.
That.
I do too. And I guess is there anybody you want to shout out to? I know we kind of did the little shout out there.
Just everybody out there who is in recovery, rides motorcycles, wants to get together with a group of like-minded individuals, moving in a positive direction, staying clean and sober, and supporting each other in recovery. Man, just holler at us.
Yeah,
we're real friendly. We're not Sons of Anarchy. We're not Mayans. We're not gonna beat you up for coming and asking questions.
Right.
We love answering questions, and we love collaborating with the recovery community and the motorcycle community to help raise awareness for getting clean and sober. Because I've been to too many funerals for friends over the past couple of years.
Yeah,
I don't want to see anybody else. I don't want to have to hug anybody else's mom.
Yeah, man, that's a bad place to be. Addiction's a bad place to be. Let's be honest. Yeah. And for anybody else that's just watching, I always encourage everybody to reach out. If you're sober curious, there's all kinds of recovery out there. There's, all the A's. The AA, NA, CA, CMA, all that stuff. There's Smart Recovery. There
Recovery
is
Dharma.
your Recovery Dharma, DFW,
Oh, yeah, I
and
went to one
Recovery
of those.
Dharma. Let's give that a shout out too,
Yeah.
because I know
Yeah, Dusty Burrows and Cassie.
well,
Stephanie
that is
Yes.
that is on the north end of things, but then also Skate Straight. They're doing a Recovery Dharma meeting, I
Yeah.
believe, on Thursdays. Is that correct?
So last night we had our first one. The Skate Straight Recovery Dharma Brigade is what they're calling it.
Okay.
It was my first time to attend. Michael led the meeting. They read from the book. They did a guided meditation. It was actually like I really enjoyed it. I've never been big on meditating. I have what I learned last night is called monkey brain, and so it never shuts the fuck up and it wears me out. And so when I go into those meditation places, usually I just wear myself out even more because it gets. But they did like a guided one where they like talk to you and tell you what to do and all that stuff, and it was I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's Thursday nights at 7 at 4 Down Skate Park, 4 Down Project in downtown Dallas off of Ferris Street. All the information is you can find it through the Skate Straight page on Facebook, and then they have their own pages called the Skate Straight Recovery Dharma Brigade. And yeah, man, and it's really cool, and they do. Thursdays there. I think there's one in Plano on another day. You know that.
Yeah. Well,
there's
Skate Straight is
Louisville.
Smart Recovery, and Skate Straight has a bunch of different meetings. Also, there's actually different cities now. I know California is kind of flourishing.
Yeah, we have
in Orange
California-
County.
Yeah, and then we just started one in Grand Prairie at Alliance Skate Park or Arlington.
Right.
So we have that
Sure.
one on Wednesdays and Fridays, and then Tuesdays and Saturdays in Dallas at 4 Down. And that, as well as like Knucklehead Recovery, is all inclusive. Doesn't matter your higher power, doesn't matter what your recovery looks like, doesn't matter what program you're working. As long as you have a desire to stop using and change your life for a positive thing, then we're all in. We'll give you hugs, and you can do yoga with Stephanie, and you can come skate the mini ramp with me and Eric.
Come and let us love on you.
Yeah,
there
we're
you go.
here. We're vibing.
You should roll out with the motor. I know there's a couple motorcycle guys.
I don't know if I could go over the ramps.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could go over those
No,
ramps.
but Ethan would be a good.
Yeah,
dude.
Ethan. Yeah, Ethan rides his Harley up there every Saturday.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he might
have to come in from East
we
Texas
might need to, merging.
Link up.
Like I
Ethan-
always say,
Ethan, look me up.
I always try to say the uniting of the tribes.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
So, but
Our
Your
Sangha,
vibe,
our
your vibe
Sangha.
attracts your tribe.
yeah, exactly.
I learned that last night at Recovery Dharma. The people in your community is your Sangha.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Right.
like your friends and your wise people that you're moving through this positive pathway in life.
you are
is.
so enlightened, dude.
I do.
Dude.
Probably need to
You just
tattoo a
got-
hand on my
you
head.
just got an hour's worth last night, dude, and you're sold.
Yeah, I'm in there. I'm in there.
Hey, also coming up next week, I'm excited to have Cassie on, and she is going to be sharing her story. I don't know if y'all know Cassie, but Cassie and Dusty, the
Yes.
plutonic power couple.
I know.
but-
I know
The
Dusty.
Vanilla Viking.
Yes, exactly.
I know Dusty. I don't think I've ever met Cassie.
Oh, well, you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's going to be on, and she's going to be sharing her story and talking about Dogs Matter, which I love.
Yes.
The whole concept behind Dogs Matter. It's basically for people that are in recovery. They will foster your animal. In the interim while you're getting your head right.
That's awesome. That is
While you're in
awesome.
rehab or going through a sober living
Yeah.
house that doesn't allow dogs or something
Yeah,
like that.
Of course, yeah.
That
That's
is
always
amazing.
a game changer.
That's
So, yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
awesome.
And then let's see what else we got. Obviously shout out to summersky.us, and that number is 888-857-8857. If you need help, be sure and reach out to them. Any other knowledge you guys want to impart, or any shout outs or anything like that y'all can think of?
We just got to remember Skate Straight and say, come see us at Skate Straight. It's all inclusive. The Phoenix Recovery does yoga there, all that stuff. So there's a lot of good stuff. If you're interested, if you're already clean and you just want to find some new community, or if you're, like Kelly says, sober curious and you want to find some friends that are looking to move forward, come out and see us. I mean, we do a lot of cool stuff, man. We go to punk shows on the weekend with each other, and people go out. I know people go out to dinner all the time and go paintballing and bar and all that stuff. So there's a lot of fun stuff to do, and there's people that will help push you in the right direction. So
Yeah, never think that you don't have somebody out there who really gives a damn.
shit.
You know,
Yeah.
'Cause there's a lot of people out there who are waiting for somebody to reach out to them and do something fun.
Sure.
Don't ever think that if you're thinking to yourself, you know, getting sober or getting clean ain't gonna be no fun. Man, just look at me and Dylan. We have a blast
Right.
every day of our lives since getting clean.
What
We
about
have-
me? What about me?
And,
No,
and,
Kelly
and of course,
Kelly doesn't
Weaver.
have that much fun.
No, I'm just kidding.
But there's multiple opportunities for doing so many different clean and sober activities,
Right.
and so many people that you can get to know, people who are going to be part of. And
I
not
always
apart
I always
from.
say that it's so funny because like you know it's a secret society that's out there until you get until you try to get clean. There's a whole other like
There's a whole nother world.
I have doubled my friends like with my community with
And they're
my,
actual
with my-
friends.
yeah.
Well, when I was using, like you're under the impression, oh, this is normal. Everyone does drugs and parties and stuff like that. And then
Yeah.
now that I'm clean and sober, it's almost like I have it stamped on my forehead because I shit you not, I meet people everywhere that are in recovery. I'll be at the gas station and somehow it'll come up and something will. And
I'll see somebody's colorful key tag and they'll be like, "Hey,
Yeah,
we're
right?
friends.
Yeah, that, by the way, that's usually the NA tag. Yeah, you'll see it right there.
Yeah, and it's like
That
hey,
person did drugs.
We're the
by
same.
way. Just so you know. Oh,
Yeah.
nice, dude. You've got the full display, dude.
yeah, I have the rainbow. I'll have another black one come November
I like it. Cool.
if
Good
my
for
higher
you.
power says so."
There you go, dude.
Heck yeah.
I got a pocket full of coins.
Yeah, I don't.
Are those the coins that your sponsor tells you can drop in alcohol if it dissolves? You're good.
No.
You can drink it.
Those are the coins. Those are the coins that I buy on eBay.
I don't carry anything except this one. When I hit 6 months, my dad gave me this. It's a 1887 silver dollar, and it has the Serenity Prayer engraved in the back of it.
Oh, nice. So they defaced U.S. currency.
Yes. Shout out to Pops.
Yeah, right.
The original rebel.
And so that's like the only thing that I carry around, but it holds like a big place.
So
like,
anybody in an active addiction, go to Dylan's wallet, grab that. You can probably get at least 25, 30 bucks. For
well,
that
look,
silver.
no, the crazy thing is that I looked it up, and that coin right there, if it didn't have the Serenity Prayer on the back of it, it's like a $3,000 coin.
Oh no!
Well,
But
but
it's worth a whole lot more
Yeah,
to you
exactly.
now than that.
Exactly, 100%. I would literally fight you tooth and nail. Like I would, yeah. That's my thing.
that you're going down, dude.
Yeah.
I'm tank boss.
Somebody's
dude.
going
I
to
turn
jail.
into
Somebody's
I
going to
turn
the
into
hospital.
tank-
I don't know
turn
who
into
it's going to be.
Tank boss Dylan over there,
Yeah,
dude.
like I'm just as protective over this coin as I am like my fiance, my dog. You know what I'm
Right?
saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You
Well,
can-
you haven't given a shout out to your lovely
Oh yes,
fiance.
shout out Shelly. Hi, dog at home in bed watching
Hey,
us right
girl.
now.
Hi,
Hey-
puppers.
Yeah. Hi, Daphne.
Hi, Daphne.
Well, hey guys, we're gonna kind of wrap it up a little bit. I think we pretty much got to everything today. I want to thank you for coming out.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, for sure, and thank you for coming out and everybody braving the weather and obviously.
Always.
Be safe, driving out there and driving back, and then
I'll be riding my motorcycle from Mesquite back to East Texas. So.
Yeah, well, I
Put
mean,
the helmet on
be
and-
careful
and put
going
the
out
poncho
to,
on.
Yeah, be careful going out to Mineola tonight, and then
If anybody wants to come out and have a good time with other people in recovery, come on, let's have a blast.
yeah, okay, there it is, dude. There's your invite.
There
What are
it
you
is.
waiting for?
Wing dingers on the North
What do
Loop
you
in
do?
Mineola,
Yeah,
Texas.
right.
Wing
Exactly.
dingers.
Wing dingers.
Wing dingers. That
And they
sounds
got an ice cream shop, and if you're into gourmet coffee, they have a gourmet coffee bar.
Oh,
sweet, dude. I like.
Come
that.
on
I
out.
like
It's about
that.
an hour straight down 80.
There you go. I know he's starting to tell me like highways. You know
Yeah.
he's from the sticks, dude. When he starts going, oh yeah, I'm from Highway 69 and Route 420.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know where that is.
Farm Road
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
No, I'm talking about Interstate 80,
I
the
got
one
it.
that's in Mesquite.
Which one?
keep on
Yeah,
going.
I'm
Keep
just
on going out that way.
Where?
Right. Yeah,
Go
like,
until you run out of gas
Is
and then
there
walk.
concrete there?
is that near
old dirt
75
road.
and 635?
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. Like I said, if y'all are looking for help or if you have ideas for the show, reach out to me. That's how Chris got on here. He reached out to me. He saw Dylan on here. So that's how it works, you know. I mean, just reach out, and I would love to hear your story and what's going on in your life. And I appreciate you listening. And then we always like to end up with remember, there is no magic pill for sobriety, because if there was, we would all take too many.
And I'd sell
Thanks,
everything